Hi, I'm Laura. I'm the CEO of VMV Hypoallergenics. We're here to save the world's skin by making the safest, most proven effective care on the planet. How we do that is by allergen emission. We take all 109 at this point, recent count, top contact allergens and omit them from our formulations. We have a VH rating system, which is sort of like an SPF in that it's an easy grading system you can follow. That was invented by my mother, who's our founding dermatologist, dermatopathologist, and it shows how many allergens are in a formulation. Like here, that would be VH minus 109 over 109, which means validated hypoallergenic minus 109 allergens over 109 allergens. If this were to have an allergen included, because it is highly unlikely that you would be allergic to all 109 allergens, you would see, like this, VH minus 108 over 109 with an asterisk. And if you went into the ingredient list, you would see the allergen clearly shown with an asterisk and an underline. So if it's not an allergen that you patch tested positive to, you can use the product. Most proven effective we get by basically publishing our clinical studies. We do a lot of randomized double-blind testing, and many of our clinical studies at this point, thanks to my mom, we have over 80 that have been published in peer-reviewed journals. She herself has over 200. She's a big researcher, big brain clinician researcher. Today I'm going to give you the skinny on one of our most beloved, most favorite, classic, perennial favorite products, the Big Brave Boo-Boo Balm, which is this puppy right here. Before I get into that, please don't forget to like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Getting into the Big Brave Boo-Boo Balm. The Big Brave Boo-Boo Balm was basically invented because I was pregnant and wanted a parent and baby line. And we didn't have one at the time. And when I was shopping, I was seeing a lot of products that were wonderful and gorgeous and super yummy smelling. But with a history of allergies that we have in my family, I realized there's nothing without scent, nothing without masking fragrance. And so I kind of called my mom up in a panic to say we need a line for babies and for parents with sensitive skin. So that's how this entire line was created. She was the one who brought up the idea of a balm for wound healing. And I remember thinking, I'm not sure we need that in the line. It's not such a basic care product. Why would we need it? And she pointed out, because she had been doing so many studies on virgin coconut oil and on monolaurin, which is coconut derived, and she was like, it's just such a fantastic antimicrobial that is broad spectrum, but not a traditional antibiotic. Monolaurin has a different modality than traditional antibiotics, so it does not have increasing tolerance to it, so that the efficacy is fantastic. And because it's broad spectrum, it has excellent clinical studies against fungus, against yeast, against bacteria, and against viruses, including coronaviruses. We have a nice review on vmvinskin.com about monolaurin because the studies on it as an effective broad-spectrum antimicrobial, antibacterial, antifungal, antiviral, even on coronaviruses. There's so many stemming from the 1970s. So we published a nice review of those. So you can see across so many sciences, actually, there's wonderful studies on the efficacy of monolaurin. And she was intrigued because monolaurin is found naturally in coconut, but also in human breast milk. And it plays a part in the immunity in protecting the baby. So we thought this could be a really interesting option for parents who are maybe trying to shy away from traditional antibiotics and things like that. And it's also painless. So she was really intrigued by the idea of using monolaurin because it did seem like a really effective, really safe option for dealing with the various concerns that you might have with babies and kids instead of sort of reaching for the traditional antibiotics that we would normally use for those things. The other thing that became interesting is as she was studying both virgin coconut oil and monolaurin, so she has a lot of studies on organic virgin coconut oil, specifically the organic cold first pressed virgin coconut oil that we use. is in those published studies, showing it as wonderful, as having wonderful antimicrobial properties. And here's where she really got me. She said, it's so quick acting, these two together, virgin coconut oil and monolaurin, they're so quick acting, they're safe, and they're ouchless. And I went, tell me more. Because I remember being younger, being a kid, and the first bad thing about getting an owie was the owie. But possibly the bigger issue was the cleaning and the application of that pink or brown liquid that was so incredibly painful. So you just relived the owie all over again. And then you had to keep doing it. So when she said ouchless, I was like, okay, this is interesting to me. In addition to that, I had had my own issues with nursing and had read a lot about moist wound healing. And she was doing a lot of research into barrier repair and occlusion for barrier repair. When you occlude something, so you sort of tamp it down like this and you protect it, moist wound healing, all this stuff regenerates and heals under this. Back in the day, the classic thing was to leave it exposed and open to dry. Later on, research showed that if you actually kept it covered, occluded, the regeneration was better, was quicker, was healthier, and with less scarring. So, at the end of the day, that is basically what went into the big, brave Boo-Boo Balm. 3 ingredients. That is all that this wonderful balm has. This is, as you can see, this is all banged up. We have Boo-Boo Balm in so many places in our house. This is one that's already partially consumed. Yeah, look at that. It's not a lot left. And it's because we do use it for so many things. Anytime, mama, owie, I have a scratch. My sister was cooking a 3-cheese mac and cheese for the kids the other day, and she got all these burns from just, cheese kind of exploding. And so Boo-Boo Balm to the rescue. The Red Better Calm the Heck Down Balm on top of that is also very helpful for the redness, let's say, and itching. But burns, cuts, scrapes, abrasions, chafing, abrasions and wounds and discomfort in the mucosa of the vaginal area, the anogenital area. You can use it in the inside of nostrils. You can use it on your lips. You can use it for sores around the mouth. You can use it for when you're nursing, just wipe it off. Otherwise, use virgin coconut oil. Some people like using it as a brow setter. I have used it in a pinch for frizz control. I will use it when I'm so dry because of a seborrheic dermatitis flare-up, or back in the day when I was on planes a lot. I would really use it as sort of a moisturizer, blisters, really dry elbows and knees, and on the cuticles. It's a phenomenal thing for nail beds when dealing with, those hangnails that become infected. I used to have to reach for an antibiotic, an oral one, because mine would get really bad. And I would put a gob of Boo-Boo Balm, like a big old gob, and bandage it for hours, and it would be amazing. After breastfeeding on nipples that are wounded, you can apply it. I would wipe it off before the next feeding. If you'd rather not use that, just use organic virgin coconut oil, like Oils Well from the same line. Eczema flare-ups, a wonderful thing to do when you're having an atopic dermatitis flare-up is to apply Boo-Boo Balm and then wrap it in either like a cling wrap or a white or natural non-stretchy material if you happen to be allergic to acrylates and can't use the cling wrap. And you wrap it and you keep it on overnight. Check out on vmvinskin.com. I posted a really cool ouchless first aid technique. Ice and virgin coconut oil and Boo-Boo Balm, and it's fantastic and far less pain than you'd get with sort of the old way you used to do stuff in the 70s, at least for me. And we put up another video on the entire Grandma Mini line, so you can check that out as well. And there's another very short how-to post on vmvinskin.com about how to apply Boo-Boo Balm on a very, very painful wound. And basically the trick is don't put it on and then rub it. Put like a gob on, so it's a big old gob, and then with a cotton swab, you push the gob around to cover the wound. So you're not applying any pressure on the wound itself, and you're not rubbing the wound itself. It's pretty cool. It is wonderful for so many things. We each have it in our bedrooms next to our beds. We have it sort of in a family stash in the hallway. There is a travel-sized version in a tube, which is great to put in your bag or your pocket as you're walking around. So there, that is the Big Brave Boo-Boo Balm. It is all of 3 ingredients. It's like a skin Swiss Army knife. It's really amazing for everything. Rashes, insect bites, flaking, just all these amazing things. It is a top favorite for a reason. It does everything except mend a broken heart. But there's so much love in it that it might do just that too. Thank you very much. I hope you found that helpful. Please definitely ask questions. Share with someone if you think this might be helpful for them. And let us know what else you'd like us to cover and share with you. Take care. Be safe, everyone.